Okay, so I'll be going through question 4 on the 7-1A packet. Um, Question 4 was that we have a television with a diagonal of 45 inches, and we have to find the width and height of said triangle, but the ratio of the width and height has to be 16/9. So that means if you get the length of the width and you get the length of the height, you divide them. So width over height, it has to be width over height. Width over height, then you get 16/9. Or the reverse would be like h over w equals 9/16. So yeah, there's that. So let's get started. So we're gonna use the Pythagorean theorem to come up with this equation right here. So w squared plus h squared equals 45 squared, of course. But we're also gonna use this equation to solve a system of equations, right? So this is what we're gonna do. Forget about this equation and focus on this equation. So WH equals 16/9. We can actually rewrite this, right? We can rewrite this as, okay, let me draw it better. W equals 16/9h, right? Because we multiply h on both sides. So W over h times h cancels out the h, and then you just move the h over here. So there's that. Now we can substitute this into here, solve for our h, and then turn solve for our w, and then yeah, simple process. Like in principle it's simple, but it's gonna be quite, damn my English, kind of lengthy because you have some pretty stupid numbers up in here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna substitute this into our Pythagorean equation. Damn, I'm just like I have a speech impediment, whatever. Okay, so substitute in place of the w, so this would be 16/9h, and don't forget the square. And guys, remember, when you're squaring, right, when you substitute a value in, you have to parentheses it like that. Okay, it doesn't matter if it was like a single term, like let's say 16/9. We won't have to parentheses it, but because 16/9h, we're squaring them both. So it's that plus h squared equals 45 squared. We'll just simplify that, make things simpler. So that's 2025. Okay, now 16/9. This just simple math. 256/81. Can't forget the h squared plus h squared is equal to 2025. And then you add these two because they have like terms, so that would be 337/81. Oh, can't forget the variable, guys. Huh. So now we have this. And what we can do, we can multiply both sides by the reciprocal of this. So, and by this point, it's gonna be preferable to use like a computer calculator, like Mathway, because it's just more easy that way. So, 2025 times, let's see, what's 2025 times? 81/337, right? Okay, that's going to be a pretty big number, but it's okay. Okay, let me just write a bit more legibly. Okay, trust me, it looks really wrong, but guys, it's correct. 425/337. Okay, and then you just take the square root. So h would be putting it in the computer calculator right now. Mathway 164025. Pardon, 164025/337. 164/337. Okay, so now we have our h, guys, and our h is over that. Okay, now that we have that, we can input this value back into the equation. Or really, we can just input this, either one, and then we can get our w. So w squared plus, we'll just use this value, 16425 over 337 is equal to 45 squared, which is 2025. And then you continually just like subtract that number on both sides. So that'll be, what would that be, guys? What would that be? 164,025 over 337. Okay, so that number is going to be 337. And then to get w, you would radical it. So the square root of that number would be, what was it? That number. So this is W and H. Okay, now let's test it out. By testing it out, I mean checking our answers. So we've input it in our Pythagorean theorem equation. Parentheses is important, guys. Some people, they forget to parentheses. Like they don't know when or when not to parentheses something when squaring. But guys, if you guys should learn how to do that. Whoa, 45 squared. Yeah, 45 squared right there. And let's get to simplifying. Okay, so this that first number, that really big number. Let's see. I think it'd be just easier if I put this into math way instead of a handheld. Okay, but basically, yeah. You guys want to check this for yourself? You guys are gonna put what you exactly see into Mathway. Trust me, it'll work. So that big number. Oh my god, I gotta type up so many numbers. But type up so many numbers. It's a PMOE, bro. Square it now. Then plus that another number. 45. Radical 337 over 337 parentheses square. That's not the wrong. No, that's the wrong. Parentheses square. Alright. Okay, so I put it into math exactly how it was, so it satisfies this Pythagorean theorem equation. I swear it says 45. Wallahi, it says 45. So there you go. And then if you want to check this equation, well, we can do it. So what you can wait. You can write it like in a fraction form or a division form, but you have to make sure to parentheses the two values. So now let's why not let's do that. Actually, no, I'm gonna just do this. Okay, and when we input this, it should equal to 16 over 9. idea. Ow, ow, oh, bro. Okay, and I have 16 over 9. So if you input these if you input these exact values into Mathway, then you'll see for yourself that yeah, that is true. Yeah, so this is just a matter of systems of equations and just like applying an algebraic process to solve this question. Albeit it's kind of lengthy and we have stupid numbers, but it's okay. Alright, that's LT out.